workers training AI to take their jobs? We're asking that question. A new image from India's factory floors is raising serious questions about the future of jobs. Viral videos show government factory workers wearing small head-mounted cameras. Look at those. I mean, I hope we can get that. Those head-mounted cameras while working on sewing lines. These devices are believed to be recording first-person views of stitching, fabric handling, and production workflows. Experts say such footage can be used to train artificial intelligence systems and robots through imitation learning, allowing machines to learn delicate human skills directly from workers. This kind of egocentric video data helps companies build smarter automation without expensive lab-based motion capture, but the development has triggered concerns. India's government sector employs millions of workers, many in entry-level roles such as data collection could eventually help automate the very jobs workers perform today. And the trend is not limited to factories. Similar wearable camera data sets are already being used in workshops, surgery training, logistics systems, and even home robotics. Supporters say this improves productivity and keeps India competitive globally. But we ask, are workers fully informed, fairly compensated? Are they protected? Are workers training their own replacement? What a pity. Although I know it's practical and this is a reality. But then how does one meander through this? Pawan Dugal is the Chief Executive Artificial Intelligence Law Hub, and also Kanish Gaur, who's a tech expert and founder, India Future Foundation. Thank you, gentlemen, for making the time. Let me first go to Pawan. Pawan, don't you think, this is a reality? We are all facing the cameras that are mounted on these workers that we see, but it's a reality. We all have to contend with it. We cannot possibly run away from it. But it's like me training my replacement. I mean, what is your first, comment on that, Pawan Dugal? Pawan, can you hear me?
I can hear you very, very loud, very lightly, and there's a lot of noise and music at the background.
I'm so sorry. I'll correct that. Can we correct, please, production? Thank you very much. Kanishk, I'll come to you then, even as we correct Pawan's audio. Kanish, you heard me. Did you hear my question, Kanish? Should I repeat the question for Pawan? Should I repeat it for you? Unmute, please, Kanishk.
No, I'm on unmute only. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah. Yes. See, this is providing the training data for AI to take over human jobs. Now, whenever you require AI to be trained, you would require agents to be trained on human data sets. In country like India, where we don't have any laws or norms with respect to use of artificial intelligence, this could be practiced at a very large level. And these same humans would be replaced by a concept called as dark factories. Now, dark factories would use artificial intelligence, machine learning, industrial robotics, and run 24/7 without humans getting involved. So all the outsourcing jobs would be replaced by dark factories in countries like India, or you won't even require these dark factories to be in India. They could be operated anywhere in the world. It could be operated in a remote island. So this is not only a threat to India, but this is a threat to global civilization, where AI would replace them through robotic process automation, machine learning, and agents taking over what humans have been doing. And it is a very dangerous trend. So what is required today in this country is to have the government wake up and come out with artificial intelligence related law on how it is going to safeguard human jobs, human lives, human safety when AI is taking over everything. We saw Oracle lay off 30,000 people
Yes, that's correct.
last week. And out of those, 10,000 were in India. No questions were asked about it. No questions asked. Right? Now, if we see this happening in manufacturing segment, it's a big red flag for India right now.
All right. Let me go to Pawan. I hope, Pawan, you can hear me. And can you?
Yeah. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I want to ask you that with this kind of, where you wear head cameras and like, Kanishk was just telling us that it's dangerous. He says it's a reality for sure, but it's very dangerous. I have a question. Are the workers even informed? There is information, not just giving information to somebody, but then preparing them psychologically. Imagine I'm an anchor. I mean, AI will take over. Am I being informed? Am I being fairly compensated and protected? Does India have AI laws at all? I mean, imagine that this is a reality. I agree. People in the newsroom said, but it's a reality. Sure, it's a reality. But I'm asking you those questions. Are we doing due diligence to all these workers, Pawan?
I don't think India is waking out of its slumber when it comes to regulation of AI. We are all making lip service to AI without realizing that this paradigm is here to have a fundamental transformation of the entire economy and society.
Okay.
And that means so, the quicker we come up with dedicated law on artificial intelligence, the better it is. The reality is that today, when I talk with you, India doesn't have a dedicated law on artificial intelligence. If we want to piggyback on the Information Technology Act 2000 as the legislation for assisting in interpreting AI, we are on the wrong train. Why? Because AI was never sought to be covered or intended to be covered by the IG Act. Now, in a scenario that you're currently presenting, I think it's a basic human right to know, why am I wearing this head camera when I'm only doing sewing or stitching job? Now, if you don't inform these people, it's a clear violation of their fundamental right to life. They are actually being asked to operate as guinea pigs in the laboratory of these big factories, and there's no consent being taken. So it's a gross violation of the fundamental right. But then, because there is no enforcement, there is no law, it's the chalta hai approach that everything sails. I think it's time to move on and inform all stakeholders of the drastic ramifications that AI can have for them as you go forward.
You know, Kanishk, let me ask you that this is not just limited to the garment industry. I mean, we have a very vibrant garment industry down south. If you go to Coimbatore, Tirupur, and several other places, but it's also is going to be with surgeries and other kind of fields. The point of the matter is that you think that this is going to come sooner rather than later, even as the government seems to be slumbering in deep slumber. It's like Alice in Wonderland. What do you think, Kanishk?
See, it's going to come sooner.
Okay.
And it is not just going to be your garment factories. It is going to be the factories which are making candles, the factories which are making your Mysore sandal soaps, where humans today packaging the soaps and making them would be replaced by these dark factories, which would run 24/7. And the capitalist would talk about efficiency, profit, and maximum gain. Whereas there would be no laws to cover this, of the jobs that would be lost, the human lives which would be at stake right now. So it's a very dangerous trend which will see effect not only in manufacturing but also in healthcare. You will see it impacting the small and medium scale businesses in a very large way. India has an unorganized sector where small and medium scale businesses hire labor, and these labor work on day rate per se, and this would suddenly disappear. So this could lead to mass unemployment, where these factories would have these robots which would actually come from China and would take over human jobs which are being taken over by these companies. So that's really one of the biggest risks. So today we have a big offshoring hub, but tomorrow it could become a machine learning or machine led hub. That's really the reality, right? AI led hub where humans are just there to watch. So I believe for a country with 1.4 billion people, it's a wake up call. And I agree with Dr. Duggal that we need to have an artificial intelligence law, and the current IT Act is not enough.
Right.
The IT Act is only looking at it superficially.
All right. Pawan, the thing is that what we really prided on, I'm sorry, I used the wrong word, my apologies. India has cheap labor. We're going to set up a factory in India. We get cheap labor. They're very dedicated. They work in sweatshops and they are laboring there, whether it's garment, sewing buttons on, on shirts, etc. They're all going to lose their jobs. People may say that they are not skilled jobs. I think they are tremendously skilled jobs. Pawan Duggal, what does one do? Where do these people go? Like Kanish said, there are unorganized sector as well. People are making momos, people who are making noodles, all of us. What is the way out, Pawan? Give some hope for them.
Well, the only hope is that change is the only constant, which is to say, that we'll have to start waking up to the new ground reality and start owning our cognitive skill sets. At the end of the day, this AI is pushing us towards becoming cognitive slaves. And cognitive colonialism is now the most predominant trend that one is seeing globally. Therefore, people have to be woken up and said, guys, you are going to be out of job. More importantly, AI is going to make you redundant. So, how about going and upskilling your skill sets? How about trying to sharpen your cognitive capabilities? Because that's the only capability that's going to earn you some kind of new job prospects. Otherwise, all these menial jobs, small time jobs, even big time jobs, white collar jobs are all going to be taken away by AI. I know of so many companies who have decided to dispense with a lot of their employees because they believe using or adopting AI is far more cheaper,
All
far
right.
more efficient, and it works on a 24/7 basis.
On
So I
that-
think the government has to come in and ensure
All right.
that there's appropriate capacity building.
All right. On that note, thank you, gentlemen, for joining us on this Block Talk. Thank you indeed.